Hi everyone, this is Julie from Jules of Tyler, and today I'm going to show you part 2 of the aprons that I made. These are going to be a little bit different. I did show you what it was going to look like, and what I did is I was thinking, 50s, they were more in the hourglass shape, so I made a couple of templates with this look of an apron and this look. I have probably about 6 Christmas ones that look a lot like this. They're really, really cute. I do not have any of those, but that would be fun. I love the shape of that. So what I did was I got a piece of paper and I made a template from it, and this is 4x5. Let me see if I can get this over here for you to see. Okay, 4x5, and I just made it in the shape of a template, and you can see all the little scribbles and everything that I did, until I got it just right. So just play around with it until you get it the way you want to. And I made some little straps here. You don't have to do that. You can also, put some ribbon up on top. I think that would look really cute, and just glue it at the front and loop it to the back like it was a real shoulder strap. I think it would be really cute. But what we'll do is we're gonna make that one first, and we're just gonna, I've got 2 different ways to show you, and one is, putting the paper up at the top, middle, and the bottom, which is really easy. This is the hardest one. It's kind of hard to get that shape in there, but if you try, I think you can do it. And I'm going to also make one with rickrack at the top, middle, and bottom. And I think it's going to be a lot easier with rickrack, just because this top one is a little bit more difficult, because you just got to make that little curve. You can trace the top, but you just can't trace the bottom. But anyway, I was able to do it, so yeah, you can do it too. And this next one I'm going to show you here is a hanky that you just lift up, and you're just going to be able to journal on that on both sides. And I'm going to show you how I did that with another hanky. And then I've got a old tablecloth that had stains, so I cut that up. I have some really cute tablecloths because I used to collect them, and with the bright reds and just the ones you see online a lot in the antique stores are just cute as could be with the bright reds. And I did have some, but they were in perfect condition, so I didn't cut that up. So I did have another one that I cut up that isn't the most perfect ones. Let me see. You can see here, it has little people on it, and I just cut out something right here, but it had stains on it, so I didn't have any problem, with cutting any of that up. So, but if you do have one with stains, one of those real cool ones with all the reds, with all the fruits on there, I think that would be really, really cute to make them like that. And then I'm going to show you the way I did it with just making a little bit of trim with some scrapbook paper that I cut out with my little punch. But you could also use your little scissors if you want to do something like that. And you can put the string on there or the ribbon on there if you want. I just thought I would see what it looked like, because these are the ones that I have. The Christmas ones that have the long strings on there. And I tied this one up front, and I tried it on the side, and it's cute on the side, so you could do it either way. And again, you can make these as tags, or you can, put them down as some kind of tuck if you wanted to do that. And these you can make as a pad like I showed you the other day. Alrighty, so let's get to work. I'm going to show you these first. Okay, and let me put these up here. So hopefully we can see them as we work on it. And what I did here is I already cut out this with scrapbook paper, and I backed it just with a white piece of cardstock on there, okay? And really, it's not much to it when you use the rickrack. I just love that. And as long as you can get the template and just, work on that until you like it, like I said. So let's see here. Let me get some glue paper. Let's get some sheets of that. All right. And on this, because I'm going to use this on the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and make it a little straighter so it will cover that up, because it won't cover up the curves like that. And I want this at the very bottom. So let me see if I can do that. Okay. Okay. And what I'm going to do is glue this down at the bottom. Let's see, let's get the Fabri-Tac glue. Let me see if it, okay, no stains. Just to check and see if they have stains. This is actually new rickrack, so it shouldn't have any, but the vintage rickrack, sometimes one side looks better than the other. Okay. Place it at the bottom. If I can get that. Of course, everything looks really good with rickrack, I think. It's just one of my favorite things. I've always liked rickrack. Okay. Let me check on the back side here. Looks like it's pretty normal. Okay. Press it down a little bit. Good deal. Let's see. And just get your scissors and turn it over and then just cut off what you need to cut off to make it look right. Okay. Now, let's go for the waist. And just make sure you got it pretty straight there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top on there while that dries a tiny bit. I'm really trying not to say a million times. Oh my gosh, that last video just drove me crazy. I said just kept on with it. So I've got signs up here saying no uhs, no uhs. So anyway, I hope I'm improving. I don't think I said as many uhs at the beginning when I started this. And I don't know where the uhs came from, but goodness gracious. You just don't know what you do when you're filming anything. It was funny too that the other day, I think it's one of my flip throughs, I had the doors open to my screen porch because it was a nice cool day. And I didn't realize the neighbors had let their dog out and the dog was just barking and barking. And I didn't ever hear it until I listened to the video. And it's like, oh goodness. But oh well, dogs are dogs, cats are cats. There's gonna be some barking and some meowing. Okay, I'm gonna trim this up a little bit. See what that looks like. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. You just can't go wrong with rickrack. Okay. Get that. Barely hanging on. Come on. Oh goodness. Let's see, I might have to, let's see, I bet I can get it like this maybe. Maybe if I can get my little X-Acto knife and see if that'll work without pulling it apart. Okay. Yeah, a little hard with this little place, but just be careful with your X-Acto knife if you have one. Okay, now I'll cut that little string off later. Okay, there's that. And what I'll do now is make a little pocket. And this one I just have one pocket. You can do two. Y'all guys ever tried these scissors? The Tim Holtz little recoil scissors? I tell you what, it certainly saves the fingers if you're into fussy cutting. I can definitely do a lot more with these. I used to get cramps so bad in my fingers with the other ones. And these, oh my gosh, they're so good. I need to get a larger pair. They have them in a couple different sizes. Ooh. Of course, I might say your fingers, but it doesn't make you good at cutting. I know that don't make me good at cutting, I don't think. I think when my daughter was small and in kindergarten, she probably cut better than I did. Okay. Now on this one, I did another little color and I put it on top of the pocket. So you can do that if you want to dress it up, or you could put a little flower or anything on the pocket to make it pretty. So let's see, I'll just use my art glitter glue for this. And just stick it down. Okay. Isn't that cute? You know, if you wanted to, if you had a small recipe, maybe you could write a recipe on the back and do something like that. I'm just trying to think of some more ideas for it. But, okay, that's what we got here. And then I have this one that I'm going to show you, you know, how I made the little pieces of paper up here. And what I did, I've already used my template and cut this piece of paper out. And it was thin, so I backed it up with some scrapbook paper. And I already cut this one just because it was hard, but what I did was I held it up here and I traced the top here, and then I came down a little bit and I just kind of did it by sight, you know, just trying to keep the same same width. And it's not perfect on that, but anyway, let's do that. And I'm going to put this up here and then trim the excess off. So here we go. I'm going to glob a glue. Okay. If you're doing a sewing page, you could always make this into a dress and put it in your sewing book. Okay, let's see here. It sticks up a little bit, but it's okay. You definitely don't want to trim it back here because then it'll look funny up front. So yeah, I wish I was better with the scissors, but I'm not. Okay, on the next one, I'm just going to make a straight line. Let me just kind of mark here where we're at. Just not enough room. Everybody talks about a craft room. I need a craft house. Boy, I just get carried away with all my stuff. And then, you know, when you're doing something like this, you're trying all different ways. So you got stuff everywhere, just trying your different things. Or like when I'm putting a junk journal together at the end, you know, all the little bitty things like your little tabs and your little things like that, the little different things you do on your pages right at the very end. I have like 2 days of chaos. It's just so bad. Okay, wonder which side is straighter. Okay, I'm gonna cut that down just a tiny bit. Might be easier on here, I don't know. I should have done that a little bit different. Let me try this. See if that works. Oh, why, yes, it did. Yep. And then just get your eraser and erase any marks. Of course, on this you can, oh man. I said anyway, you could turn it over so you didn't have to put pencil marks on here. Okay, I'm just going to put it right here because I know it's too long. Glue going all over the place. Okay. Put this one here. I guess I should use my template on this one. No? Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. And then what I'm going to do here, I've done the little tracing, and I'm going to come up just a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to do it one more time. Alrighty. Let's cut that out. If you can see, there's so many polka dots here. Woo! But I love polka dots, and I think these aprons look good with like polka dots or something, some kind of fruit or kitchen, have something to do with a kitchen. But just so the print is small, I think that works pretty well. And just get you some coordinating paper. Out of the way here. Y'all are probably thinking, man, this girl is being really quiet today. She's really trying not to say, Yeah, so maybe that's what I need to do. Just not say anything. Well, all right. Okay. Then get your eraser out. That's the crummy one. Why in the world do they make pencils with erasers and the erasers don't work anymore? Isn't that crazy? They used to work so well, and now you have to, you know, get one of those pink ones, or, you know, get one of these for the ends. And this one's a crummy one for the end. I mean, it works okay, but this one that's really used works really well. Okay, and this just kind of straighten up anything you need to on here. Okay. And see, that's just going to go on the bottom here. And get it in my hands, it's going to go on the bottom, right? Okay, let's put a little glue. Little glue. kind of smear it a little bit because I think I got a lot of glue. Okay, and just line it up and put it down. Just turn it over to see how we're doing. Okay, a little bit down, so just slide it until you get it right at the edge. All right. And then get your scissors, and we'll just trim off any excess on that. There we go. And if you didn't want any of this showing, which it usually doesn't, but anyway, if you do it like this and it shows a little bit, you can always put another piece of cardstock on the back to cover it up, or wait and do your little cardstock until you finish this part so you don't see it. Okay. There's that. And then all we have to do is make the pocket. I guess I haven't asked y'all how you're doing today. I hope everybody's good and they're well. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Got that. And I think I like that. And lay your pocket down. All done. Like I said, you could do two pockets. Two pockets would be really cute too. Okie dokie. Put those aside. Okay, let me put this together so I do not lose it, and we'll go on to the other. And I'll place this over here so we can see what it looks like. Here's the other one. Okay, messy, messy. All right. Okay, here's the one. This is like so simple. This is the, where's the template? Okay. Here's the template. And it's a 4 1/4 by 4 inches. But you could do any size you wanted to, and it's just straight. So this was really, really simple. So I just have a piece of scrapbook paper here. And then I cut my hanky, and I used the pencil, and then just trimmed around it, and if there were a few pencil marks, I just erased them a little bit. So that's all you do there, and you get your Fabri-Tac glue, and well, hopefully I won't get that all in here. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to kind of spread that out a little bit. The hanky is, you know, such thin material. But you're going to have a little waistband, so you don't really have to worry. And if you don't want to write underneath this, you could glue the whole thing down if you wanted wanted to. But I kind of thought it was kind of like a fabric flip that, you know, we make. And you just flip it up. And then you just right underneath that. What I did is I used a scalloped hanky. I have a lot of them like that. Some of them are not like that, but I used one like that and just had it hang over a little bit. And then I found a little bit of trim. And instead of using this right here, I just found this. So I thought it'd be really pretty. Okay, and we'll just lay this down. Try to get that centered here with the little scallops. There we go. Okay, and then trim it off. All right. There you go. Just a little simple something. I know I have one of my aprons is made out of this, not exactly this material, but it's a lot like that. It's see-through, and I have no idea what it's gold, and it's just gorgeous. But anyway, that reminded me of it, so that's why I wanted to make them with the hankies on there. All right. Now this one is the one that I made with a tablecloth, and you can, you know, make it all, pull the little threads apart and make it look really neat. And it's just some scrapbook paper. And I'm going to do the same thing here, okay? I'm just going to put your glue up at the top. And I'm going to position it to where paper's not showing. And if you do want to write on the bottom, just, you know, make it some kind of paper that you can see your writing. So you could see that fine if you were to use a pen. And then I thought it'd be really cute with this trim. What do you think? I think that's going to look really cute. Let's glue that on. Go ahead and put the glue down here too. Let's see, any side. Looks about the same. Okay, get that up here. Just press it down. Okay, that's definitely not the right side. And then I'm going to put this at the very bottom where it hangs off. Let's see what it looks like on that side. Okay, looks like I need to go down a little bit with this. Okay, let's look at the back side again. Okay, probably pretty good, but I might can go up a little bit more with this. Not easy. Come on. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. And then just cut that. All right. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Let's put that up here along with the others, and then we'll go with the last one. I found this paper in my stash. I thought it might look really cute, so let's see. Cut cut this out. All right. Now, I wasn't sure which would look best, so what I did is cut off long strips and put it through this and punched the border on here. And then I cut it down just to see, so I wasn't sure if I wanted a contrasting color like that, or if I wanted something that blended in a little bit more. So that's cute too, but I think I like the blue because that's just gonna pop out real pretty, isn't it? Okay. Well, let me cut it first. Okay. Okay, get that up at the top. And let's get it at the bottom. Just have it hanging off just a tiny bit would be great. Okay. All right, I'll cut that. All right, and then we'll make the pockets. Really got a mess here. All right, and oh my gosh, are y'all tired of me losing everything? I seem to lose things. My husband says I misplace things. I don't lose them, I misplace, or they're not missing. Okay, here we go. I actually forgot that I put it back. You never think of putting it back, looking there first in the correct place. Okay, let's see here. Get it up a little bit. You know how to trace. So we're just going to trace the pockets out, and I'm going to put 2 on this one. And the other. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you could make a plain skirt and put embellishments on them yourself, or sequins if you want to jazz it up a little bit. I think it could be just used for so much. Like I said on that last video, usually we add a recipe in our journals. So I think this will be perfect for almost all journals. especially if you like the 50s look. I think it's fun. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love these. These are just too cute. Okay. That's all. And if you wanted to put a ribbon up here, you can. Okay, let me lay everything out here for you so you can get one last look. And I hope you got some ideas today. Let's see. Got a few little scrapperooskies. Just move those. And now get the full aprons here. Okay, that's it. Really just so simple. And I hope y'all don't think it's so simple that you don't like it, but like I always say, we've got some really difficult pages that we do, so it's nice to have a few simple things. I mean, there's some even so difficult that I can't even explain them. It's just luck that I even get them done, you know, sometimes. So anyway, that's all there is. So y'all guys have a good rest of the day, and let me know if you try it, and let me know if you have any of those cool tablecloths like I do, those other ones with all the bright color reds, and even there's even some with blues that are really pretty. So you guys have a good rest of the day, like I said, and be blessed. Bye.